trust yourself? Do you trust your thoughts? Can you sit in silence with them? Do you trust your instincts? Are you able to honor that burning feeling in your belly? And do you trust your body, that maybe those too wide of hips actually have a purpose? And if so, how do you know? As a self-proclaimed change guru, I spent years facilitating how to effectively navigate change for teams. This ability to tackle change is often what makes a successful leader, team, and organization. There is, however, a major difference between making change and embracing change. One puts you in control, and the other requires self-trust. For me, self-trust and control work like opposing forces. It's when I find myself wanting to control a situation that I'm often lacking self-trust. And this is a new understanding for me, and one I'm pretty dang sure I would not have come to realize had I not been forced to. It was January 4th when I found out I was pregnant. And while I knew I wanted to be a mom, wanted to have a baby, it flat out terrified me, thinking my body and life were about to undergo great transformation. Change, yeah, I may have wanted, but I felt I couldn't control. Sure, there are things you can do to support a healthy pregnancy. You can eat nutrient-rich fruits and veggies, forego my beloved champagne for ample amounts of water, and of course, steer clear of the dreaded deli meat. That stuff's gnarly. But mainly, you give yourself up to this human growing inside of you. This little babe decides when you're hungry, the new width of your feet, and how big and beautifully bold that belly will grow. All while randomly sucking your energy, leaving you to find creative new napping locations. Trust me, I was not too proud to pull the old George Costanza here or there. The few assurances you do get come from doctor's appointments, where they measure you, look at and listen to the baby via ultrasounds, and track you and your little one's progress. But not for me. Not this go around. My journey through uncertainty was exacerbated given that I was pregnant right in the heart of good old 2020. I know, I'll let that one sit for a while. We all had the cheese grater slide. Yeah. I had just entered my second trimester in early March when the shutdown order was issued. Our OB nurse called to inform me appointments would be few and far between going forward in an effort to relieve the strain on the hospitals. Additionally, new protocols restricted my husband or anyone from attending those milestone appointments with me. So there I was, wanting to proudly parade my bump, allow strangers to hold the door open for me, and share in this miraculous experience with my family and friends. Instead, I found myself quarantined to my home, only leaving for daily sanity walks. While the external world faced unparalleled fear and change, my ability to find comfort and answers about my internal world was left to me, and pretty much me alone. Cue some legit self-trust. For me, that looked like journaling, so I could acknowledge and write down my scary thoughts. Cooking, napping, and walking to remind myself how great it feels to comfort your own body. Lots of hugs from my husband so I could get as much human connection via touch as possible. And constant conversations with my unborn child to continue to pull my focus back to how incredible the human experience is, and to remind myself my body, my whole being, was designed for this. My husband and I welcomed our baby girl on September 7th, 2020 at 11:35 a.m. Eleni Elizabeth Miller is healthy, happy, and brings us abundant joy. And while I was thankful for this experience, it did make me question why it took a pregnancy during a pandemic for me to more fully identify and develop trust in myself. And so I started wondering if this was an untapped superpower for others too. And if so, what was it about this ability that made it so underutilized? So it turns out, self-trust is not a human characteristic that helps drive the economy. It's not. It is much more difficult to manipulate, persuade, and sell to those that trust themselves. For example, I don't think this product will be flying off the shelves anytime soon. It's a baby monitor app that has no audio and no visual. It encourages parents to listen to their ears, check in with their ears to hear if their baby's crying. Nor do I foresee Netflix greenlighting the following: a 30-minute segment about absolutely nothing. You get to tune in to your internal dialogue every Monday night at 7:30 p.m. Nor do I see this political campaign ad popping up, one that asks voters to do their own research and vote based on their own conclusions drawn. So here's the thing. I have a fully functioning baby monitor app, and I love few things more than getting pulled into a great streaming series. Why? Because it is comforting for me to see my daughter laying down at night, and I like to distract my thoughts with some light entertainment. I am not asking you stop buying products that give you more information, nor am I implying we should forego mental breaks with some mindless television. I am asking we consider the idea that we're often being sold ideas, products, and beliefs that hinder us from developing trust in ourselves. Maybe more importantly, my hope is that we remember we have this fantastic ability to trust our intellect, our instincts, and our bodies. Maybe it's time to revisit and reinvest in this, to practice what it looks and feels like to forgo some control and to sink into some serious self-trust. And to pay attention to what happens when we do. Are we less busy, more present, less anxious, and happier? If we as human beings trusted our roots just a tad more, I love thinking about where the progressive winds of change could take us. Thank you.